watch. I'm starting. Okay, has it started? Okay, should be recording right now. Okay, thank you. Well, the thing is, I was so looking forward to this conference that actually I thought that it should have started yesterday. I was ready to do things even yesterday. So let's go. Today we're going to talk about making all the right choices while teaching groups and individuals online. You can see my Instagram there, like several times. If you feel interested at some point, you can subscribe. Today's content is based on my personal experience and background reading for Delta Module 3, which is vital for English teachers. Most ideas that I'm going to cite come from an article by Pete Sharma and Kevin Westbrook from this Routledge Handbook of Language Learning and Technology. It's called Online and Blended Language Learning. Can be found at pages 320 and 333. So let's talk about the types of online lessons. There are two types, synchronous one and asynchronous online lessons. What's the difference? Synchronous online sessions are exactly what you and I are doing right now. And for their success, the following is necessary: electricity, stable internet connection, charged devices, preferably a computer and a phone, charger, a book, a notebook, and a pen, and a quiet room. Well, I know that right now I'm being quite, Captain Obvious about what's needed, but I think you would agree that without all these components, successfully, like it's impossible to do things successfully if we require synchronous presence from all participants. And as it's stated in the article that I mentioned before, if something goes wrong technology-wise in a synchronous online lesson, many students will feel too discouraged to keep trying. For this reason, a rule of thumb would be to make sure we inform our students of the technical requirements and the skills they need to have before the course starts, right? If we run our course on Zoom, they need to know how to enter a session, how to switch on and switch off their sounds, how to enter a breakout room, how to leave their breakout room when they're done. Yeah, without that, without doing that, their first lessons could be really boring, intimidating, and really challenging for the teachers, because in that case, the teacher, like if you don't prepare this beforehand, before the course starts, then it poses a great pressure on you when everybody enters. Okay, the course and starts. So ideally, you should run a trial session in which you will show the ropes to your students and practice using the online tools for their course. Or you should have a team if you teach online. So let's look at a wonderful woman. Her name's Julie Salmon, and she wrote a book, E-Tivities, The Key to Active Online Learning. And I found out about her in the article that I mentioned before. The interesting thing that Julie offers, she offers a solution. Yes, she offers a vision to how we need to organize online learning. Let's look at the stages. The darker triangles are related to technical support, like teaching the technical skills as computer literacy, and the lighter paler gray triangles look at the emotional support at this, how to say, EQ side of things, that you need to make sure it is present, because online, very often it's about technology and computers, and very often people feel left out, as if they are not part of something, and for them to feel part of something, let's look at the at least part of the course, right? Let's look at the paler gray triangles, yeah? So you need to welcome and encourage them. Of course, that's important, yeah? Then you need to familiarize with them and provide the bridges between cultural, social, and learning environments. Then you need to facilitate the task, right? And support the use of their learning materials in the course. And then you as a course host facilitate the process, and then you support responding, yeah? So there should be a lot of emotional involvement there, like alongside technical support for very fruitful work. Yeah. So there are other online lessons, they're asynchronous online courses. They are the ones that do not require your presence at a particular time, like you and I are doing right now, although they may require handing in paperwork at specified times. Examples of such courses would be found on Moodle, Coursera, I think that's Coursera, FutureLearn, yeah. And if there is a technology or electricity failure in an asynchronous course, yeah, it will not have such a bearing on the participants' motivation and the outcomes of the course, just because that they can decide when to do this later. Okay. So finally, let's look at the ways to make our online lessons more inspiring. Idea one, for group lessons, you can warm your students up by creating polls on Telegram, Zoom, or SurveyMonkey, depending on what type of activity you use. Yeah, here on Zoom, if you set it up in the right way, here is the button where you need to click to create a poll. Unfortunately, those polls are created during the session, so you cannot pre-prepare the questions. You may just type them down in order to copy and paste, yeah, but you need to know that in order for the poll to start, you will have to enter everything manually. It won't be copy and pasted, but still it's possible. The only adjustment to that would be that if you know that your participants have a poor internet connection, or they use their phones only, or their technology is not very good, yeah? In this case, you need to refrain from using multiple apps. It means that their phones will die, their phone batteries will die before we actually get to the meat of things. Yeah, for this reason, if you know for sure, yeah, that they cannot use their computers and their technology may fail, yeah, you simply need to use the chat box of any video calling app. And that would be your only tool to increase their participation and production. Next idea is, again, good for group lessons, which is called Padlet. I really hope you may know it. It's really good for group discussions and other production activities. Let's have a look. So in my company, we often run professional development sessions for our teachers, yeah, and this Padlet was created by me. I had a session on developing EQ and soft skills. So you see, all the topics are posted here by me, and everybody discusses them here. In the next one, in the nenext Padlet, yeah, it was also our session. I was talking about failure and our ability to embrace it. And if you see that all Padlet messages were created by different people, so they basically decided what they wanted to talk about themselves, same as here, yeah. I didn't start it. And the last one, yeah, so now you can see the feedback to the session that I ran. Yeah, so it could be discussion, it could be like Padlet could be a tool for you to increase their discussion and production, or for them to show agency and to do things independently, or for you to gather session feedback. Okay. Yeah, and again, you don't need that. So if you know that their technology isn't good enough, you don't use that. Yeah, everything can be done here on Zoom. Yeah, on the chat box. Alrighty. Okay, next idea. Oops, I lost my notes. Quizlet. I really hope that you've heard of it. It's really good for practicing terms of vocabulary and seeing how well those lexical items were learned. Quizlet is really easy to create. If you have a list of words, it's even less than 30 seconds for you if you have an account. And yeah, you may like it to such an extent that you will want to practice using it almost every lesson. Yeah, and you need to know that it requires some time to sign up, and ideally it should be done before the lesson starts. And very often it requires a paid subscription, but my students and I have found our way around it. So you can use it without actually paying for it. There is a very good list of words that can be edited. There are flashcards, so if you click on the card, it'll flip. Then there is learn mode, where it works like a test. First you answer multiple choice questions, then you actually enter the written form of the word. There is a test mode, which we normally do at home. There is a matching game, and there is a live version of Quizlet for competitions, which I love. You can copy the game link, or if they have the app, they enter the code themselves, or they scan the QR code. And when there are 2 or more players, yeah, they answer the questions, they see their progress on the board. And if they make a mistake, they go back to the beginning, which is really motivating for them to remember as much as they can, and what else? And not to make a mistake, because they want to win, they want to be celebrated at the end of the competition. Okay, let's move on. Group 4 idea online would be Miro. Miro is an infinite board which is good for input sessions and group work. Yeah, you may get your students to do collaborative work, such as a poster on mind map. So it's online, it's a board, like you can share a link, everyone will have the access. You will just have to show them how to find it. Because have a look, this is a Miro of mine. It's infinite. So you need to show your students where to zoom in, and ta-da! Okay, so that is actually a screenshot of my training session for teachers. Yeah, I showed them different task types that could be done online with young learners. And basically, if I zoom in even more there, you will see that 10 students could come here and they could drag a word and match the word to a picture one by one, without particular difficulty. Okay, the only thing you need to know that there are only 5 free boards, and the same is with Padlet that you've seen. So you need to be really clever about how you plan to use them. They are not literally infinite, because when you start zooming in on Miro, it will stop zooming in at some point. There is this 1% mode, which doesn't go on a doesn't go to a 0. So next idea would be again, for group lessons, you could use Google Docs for collaborative writing. Yeah, writing stories, essays. For example, my colleague and I, when we were doing our teacher trainer course with International House World Online Teacher Trainer Institute, yeah, we were creating a session together. Blue was my work, purple was hers. Yeah, so we did it together. And well, 5, like, I think it depends on the group. Probably 5 people could comfortably work in one Google document. Okay, next one. Probably you know it. Oh, have I missed any important comments? Yeah, there is an important comment about the practicalities of a Google document. You need to remember that if you want this tool to work for you very well, you need to make sure everybody has a Google account. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to access the Google document. and it will end up being a waste of time, especially if you rely on these two. Yeah, and no one has the Google account, and then you spend minutes and minutes trying to register and log in. Okay. Idea 6, you may know it, Kahoot, and that's a good way to finalize your lesson. And if there are absentees, you can assign a Kahoot as a challenge. So when you come there, this is how you enter questions and answers. There are different task types for free. Yeah, you could use only quizzes like you've seen before and true false, but if you pay for a subscription, there are much more fun ways to aid your teaching. You could also enter tests on your via Kahoot. This is how I adapted English file third edition. Yeah, I entered the question, then I entered the answers, and I said what answer was correct. Yeah, and if normally I spend about an hour to enter 50 questions on Kahoot, like if it's done via a spreadsheet, you can spend only, what do I think, like 20 minutes. Okay, next one. So you can check the Kahoot before you assign it to the students, yeah, as a class competition. And here is another button, it's called assign. This is basically a link that you send. Yes, you set a deadline, and your students can access it outside the lesson. Okay, idea number 7 for group lessons, especially if you use Telegram or WhatsApp chats. You can see me. You can record video circles, and it's actually a good way to vary your activities. It's going to work well both for synchronous and asynchronous courses. It'll be very personal. I don't see any drawbacks to it. And there is another idea. My idea 8 is really linked to the idea of creating video circles on Telegram. Is an app and a website now. I think it's called Flipgrid, and it's actually the only way, like videos are the only way that you communicate here, and it looks like this. So basically you click on a video, everybody speaks there, and this is how courses are done. Another, like my final tool is called Mentimeter. It may be a good way to start or finish the lesson. And if you start with Mentimeter, you brainstorm, collect associations. And if you finish your session with this online tool, it's a good way to collect feedback from your students in terms of what they've learned and what was interesting. Okay, just a second. Oops. So you can make word clouds there, which are very beautiful. But when I was creating this session, I really saw that Mentimeter has much more potential. It can create, it has templates for surveys, needs analysis, different kinds of, surveys and polls. It's a really nice tool. Okay. So I was so afraid that I wouldn't have time to share everything with you. I was rushing through everything that I had.
Thanks, Yuliana.
Yeah, so I have even now 3 to 5 minutes to talk to you if you have any questions to me. Please feel free to switch on your microphone or send me a question, but probably switching on the microphone would do better.
Yeah. So, okay, guys, if you have any questions, please, to Yuliana.
Yeah, Yuliana, I want to ask about Kahoot a little bit because I know that my students use it very often. So when I give them the task to create some activities, they usually use Kahoot. And I saw only the examples of games. So when you talked about the tests in Kahoot usage, yeah, so is it in free or paid version?
Well, it's a good question. Well, I used the free version. Basically, you enter question and 3 options, and it works like a quiz. But if some of your tests require entering the full word, then you would have to pay for such feature.
The screenshot which you showed, is it from a paid version, yeah?
No, it's from free.
Or free?
Yeah,
From free,
yeah.
Because
So
I didn't know about that function, yeah.
We can go back just a second. I'll show you. Okay.
Yeah, that one.
I'm sorry. No. Here, everything that's starred is for paid versions. Quiz and true and false, they are free versions. So basically, this one is for quizzes, for true and false. But you see, there is a type answer, slider, puzzle. Puzzle is really great. Like once there was a year when I paid for subscription, I never regretted it, especially if you're going to work in the same workplace for a long time, then it's worth it. And actually, it may, like Kahoot as a company may provide a discount for larger schools and universities, and you could develop things as a team.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, cool. Thank you, ladies. It was a pleasure to be here. If you, I don't know, like if there is a way of communicating, and if you want to ask me some questions, please do so. I think I will be happy to answer all of them. Yeah. Second. I had a slide for saying thank you. Here is my Instagram. You can take a photo and take a screenshot. See you there. Like even if we can't be in touch, via emails, yeah, we can definitely be in touch via Instagram. Well, enjoy the rest of the day, and hope to see you sometime.
Thanks, Yuliana. Yeah.
Juliana, but I have a question to you. May I ask? Or
Yes,
we don't
yes, I have 1 more minute before I have to.
No, Dinara, you're welcome.
Yes, thank you. So, Juliana, which of these tools would you recommend to use in order to teach undergraduate students some academic listening, note-taking skills?
None. I would recommend.
I teach this course, and I use already some of these, like Quizlet and what else, Padlet and Kahoot, and I have used Mirror. But maybe you have some ideas of how.
Yes, I do. You need a learning management system. One of the free ones, and I'm posting it on the chat, is called Schoology. Oops, I'm sorry. Schoology. It's free for like it depends. It always depends on how many students you have. Maybe you could offer this to your workplace, yeah, to your university, and maybe that university would pay for a subscription. This is how you could actually all your team could team up, yeah, create different tasks together and use them together. Yeah, so I would say, oh my god, I'm sorry, my spelling, Schoology. Okay, third time is a charm. Oh, finally, could do this. Okay, so thank you for your questions. Enjoy the rest of the day. It was good to be among you.